Hi, everybody. You know, living with a chronic illness where every hour of every day could be unpredictable is hard. It's hard to be positive all the time. You know, in fact, for me, when I was first diagnosed about 17 years ago, it was impossible for me to be positive. Hi, everybody. My name is Jimmy Choi, and I live with young onset Parkinson's. Now, when I was first diagnosed, I didn't know what to do with myself. I mean, my doctors were saying things like, there's no cure. They were telling me phrases like, you'll be in a wheelchair for 15 years, or worst of all, prepare your family. You're gonna need them for long-term care. Now, can you imagine hearing those words as a 27-year-old? Now, how in the world can anyone be positive? And you know what? My first mistake was that I let myself believe those words just because it came from the mouth of a doctor. I went into deep denial. I mean, deep denial. Parkinson's became an elephant in every room that I walked into. It wasn't spoken about at work, at home, or any other social events, not even with my own family. Now, because I believed those words, I think it has altered the course of my life. I focused on making money to support my family so they can eventually support me. I stopped living my life. And I started simply to just maintain my existence. For those first 8 years, I simply existed on this planet, in my own home, with my own family. Nothing more. Now, looking back, that's simply not the way to handle it. Today, if I get a chance to sit down with younger Jimmy, my advice to him would be that, you know what? It's okay to be pissed. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to take some time to process things. But at the end of the day, all of those things will only lead me down the course of isolation. Now, the good news is that I can change that course. And I have. So I would tell my frustrated and angry younger self to educate and share everything I am feeling to my family. Let them know what I'm feeling physically and mentally. Ask for help whenever I need help. Ask for independence, though, if I felt I was being smothered or babied. But always remember that my family is probably going to make up that closest ring of my inner circle. So I should treat them knowing that all they want to do is help and that they mean well, and try not to push them away. I would also tell my younger self to stay engaged with close friends, ones that you would consider your best of friends. They're almost family, and in many cases, they're probably closer than your own brothers and sisters. Now, by staying away or isolated, over time, you can only break the bonds that you have built with your friends. So share and educate your friends. Help them understand what you're going through. And know that they're only apprehensive at times towards you because you're being apprehensive towards them. I will also tell myself that life around me doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop revolving. So join in. Live your life. Now, I may be slower or have more challenges, but if my mindset is that there is always a way around challenges, I can still do things that I love. Maybe just a little differently, right? I would also tell myself to go and create your own experiences, adventures. And these adventures will help you create all the different parts of a story. Now, for me, my experience revolved around exercise. Now, over the past 8 years, it has led me to better management of Parkinson's. It has led me to fundraise, to run marathons, to coach others with or without Parkinson's. And of course, it has led me to compete on American Ninja Warrior for the last 3 years. It has led me to make new friends in various communities, right? Running, ninja, CrossFit. And now all my new friends have joined in the fight. It has helped me to continue to write my story. Finally, I would tell young Jimmy to go, tell your story. Tell it to your families, tell it to your friends, tell it to a stranger that's staring at your tremor from a subway or on an airplane, right? Tell it to little Timmy next door or little Susie down the street. No matter how small or how big of a story you might have, tell it to anyone that you get a chance to. Your stories will help educate family, friends, and strangers alike, hopefully removing some of the stigma around Parkinson's that we experience today. Now, your stories will give you opportunities as well to create new experiences, which will lead to more stories. Maybe younger Jimmy would have heard my advice and he wouldn't have spent his first 8 years frustrated and in denial. Maybe by sharing my stories now, I can help others avoid years of frustration. Now, I know you all have a story to tell, big or small. I'm excited to listen to your stories. Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram and tell me your story. I'm ready to listen. Others are ready to listen. Go and share. Cheers. Thank you. Take care.